yeah, Breaking Dawn, yeah. Last one, right? Yeah, I mean, finally, come on, yeah. What? Oh, 2 parts. Son of a bitch! Okay, Twilight, Breaking Dawn, Part 1. It's almost like I have to make a rant now, like every time one of the Twilight movies comes out. I think I've done it for all of them except for the first one. I think I may have taken like my original Twilight review down, but I just see there's another one coming out and I like prep myself for that review because I just know what it's going to be. It's going to be long and it's going to be nasty. But first, I'd like to start with a disclaimer or a couple. First off, no, I haven't read the books. You know, I think, yet again, I feel like I've said this in almost like every one of my Twilight reviews. Any adaptation, whether it be a movie or something of another medium, needs to stand alone from its source material, and you shouldn't have to depend on that for any reason. But number 2, also, I'd just like to put a disclaimer to fans that this is going to be a rant on the series and Breaking Dawn Part 1, and I really don't aim to offend, because I don't hate the fans, I just really dislike the work that they treasure so much. I really don't want to like make anybody really mad because I know, you know, if it's something you because if it's something you personally truly enjoy, it's something that you love, then I don't want to ruin that for you. I would never try to be someone like that, but I personally absolutely despise it. So if you are a fan and you actually want to sit through someone trashing something that you hold dear, go for it. To recap quick, I think that the last one, Eclipse, was probably one of the better ones of the series. New Moon is definitely the worst, just an absolutely atrocious movie, and Twilight's bad, but I think it's like the middle one, where Eclipse is still bad, but it's better than the other two. But this one, I think, may probably be the worst one, and that's really saying something for the series at this point. Honestly, at least the other ones were somewhat entertaining. There were points where it's like, oh my god, that is just so ridiculous that it's funny. This one is just really, really boring. Yes, there are times of ridiculous, unintentional humor. Breaking Dawn Part 1 is just unbelievably fucking vapid. I think one of the things that's worst about it is just the way it's been marketed, or all of them have been marketed. Specifically, I really want to focus on the way this one's been marketed. But it's not just the fact of how they advertised it, because I know they're going to do some ploys like that, but it's really the way the movie actually pans out, is they build it up to be this huge epic of unbelievable proportions, that it is just this sight to be witnessed. Like, this is some fucking battleground where, like, the war of millions of years is going to be fought. Like, that is how they're advertising it. Like, with the music, it is honestly just so ridiculous. It is very similar to the way they marketed Harry Potter, you know, earlier this year, but that was at least, like, deserving because it is, like, this huge battle, literally. But the thing here is, it's a fucking wedding. It is a wedding! I know, I get it, like, I'm not saying that just because Harry Potter or any movie is, like, an action, that it can be, like, a big movie, that romance can't be a big movie, but you know, it's romance, it's not gonna be the same. You can't literally have someone walking down the aisle with, like, O Fortuna playing. That doesn't work. No, they actually didn't use O Fortuna, but they're using, like, these big, like, epic arrangements, and then there's these slow, like, montages to this crappy modern age music, and it's just movie jumps all around to different facets of terrible. But really, it is a love triangle. It is a fucking love triangle. That's all it is, and there's a wedding. Yes, it's a wedding. Okay, yes, this is like a big franchise. I get that the fans are going to be excited about this wedding, and that people are excited about this wedding, and there's vampires and there's werewolves, but it's still a wedding. Like, they're like, the event of forever is occurring on this wedding. Like, are you kidding me? And then there's just the typical Twilight shit, like, Edward looking like he's constantly taking a shit, or Bella being an unemotional trash bag bitch who's just incapable of any acting at all on Kirsten Stewart's part. And then Jacob just running, taking his shirt off, like, in the rain. I seclude my anger to these movies to when they come out, because I feel like if I was angry about them all the time, it'd be difficult to sustain that vigor. But when these movies comes out, it just all this rage comes out. So that's why this video is like this. And there's probably a few good actors in there who are just wasted. And going back to what I was saying a little earlier about them trying to aggrandize the sensation of this movie, it's just the fact that there's really never any feel that there's something big at stake here. And I think that separates it from when I was comparing it earlier to Harry Potter, is that there just doesn't feel like there's anything important happening. Yes, I get it, it's like, these are characters that are, you know, there's been a couple movies and they're all in love and blah 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 blah, but there just doesn't seem to be this underlying sense of some importance, and that's why this movie is just really boring, and there's nothing interesting. And then even when they get into the whole baby thing, it's besides the fact that it's just plain old ridiculous and it's stupid, and not saying that it couldn't be done well, it's just executed very poorly. But there's nothing to be interested in it about that. Like, you'd figure like a vampire baby would be interesting, and like a werewolf and them all having like feelings for each other would be somewhat interesting. But I feel like in this movie, more than others, it's just not. It is just so bland. I really just don't understand how these are these big event films. Yes, I get that they have a large fan base, but I don't even understand the draw for fans, why it's not that interesting. There's these stories that really have been done many times before, and the addition of the fact that it's like a mythologic, or the addition of the fact that it's like a mythical romance, it's really not that big of a deal. The few action scenes aren't even remotely cool. They are just edited horribly. They're just so goofy and over the top. There's just so little to like about this movie. I think it may be my least favorite, although I don't know how it could compete with New Moon. Like, I've heard people saying that I'd heard people say that, you know, if I thought the other ones were bad, then this one's the worst from what they'd heard and what they've read. And it's very close to being the worst, if not the worst. I will give it a 2 out of 10. No matter what, I'm gonna get twihards on here who just hate me because I dislike this movie, or I dislike the Twilight franchise. And no matter what I say, they're gonna do that anyway. But I do want to repeat that I do not like aim to offend the fans. They take it as almost like a personal attack, and it's really not against them. I just really don't like these movies. One of the worst things actually about this one is the fact that, like, whenever one of these movies would come out, it consumes so much of like pop culture right around that time that I just had to like be like, alright, there's another Harry Potter movie coming out soon, I can look forward to that, and that would just get me through it. I could just think of Harry Potter because it's, you know, it's on that level, but just that much more awesome, so much better. But now all the movies are done, and I'm just thankful that the DVD got released for Deathly Hallows Part 2 a week ago, so at least I have that. At least there's that. But yes, at this point in the series, I don't know what there... But at this point in the series, I don't know if there's anything additional to get mad about as far as Twilight goes. If you haven't liked any of the other ones and you hate Twilight, then you're not going to like this. If you're a fan, you already love it. It's already your favorite one. And that's pretty much all there is to say. I despise this movie, and it actually... I thought maybe after Eclipse, which was just incrementally better, this could get incrementally better, but it didn't. That went way back down. There's still another one. There's still one more to go. Oh, just when I thought I was out, they make another fucking movie.